Obviously, it's your boy MrCV. I'm back, and I'm fresh, and I've got my guy next to me. But we're gonna discuss an important topic. Let him introduce himself first before we start.
My name is Gabriel, aka the Great Mimic Boy.
Hey, why the great? Cool. Why the great boy? Are you Alexander the Great?
What do you mean? Why the great? Why not the great?
Hey, I like that.
It is what it is.
You know what, when I come up with these stories and things, a lot of people are telling me they think I fabricate these stories or they think I just make them up, but it's not actually true. People actually give me these stories to talk about. This is what my channel is about. It's about discussing these things that I feel are important. A friend of mine gave me this scenario and this actually happened to them. It's a real life story. She had an auntie, and her auntie was a top fashion designer back in her country. And what happened was, over the line, she met this guy, which is now her husband now. And when she met her husband told her, I want you to quit your job and become a housewife. So she became a full-time housewife. And then the husband became the only breadwinner in the house. The husband spending a lot of money in businesses and everything. And every time the husband gets money, he gives it to his wife. His wife normally goes on holidays, goes different places, spends the money. After a while, the husband gets bankrupt. My question to you is, who's to blame? Is it the wife who's left her fashion business and just relied on her husband's money, or the husband who went bankrupt? That's my discussion for today. So obviously I've got Mimic Point.
That's very interesting.
Hey, well, this is what MrCV is about. Who is to blame? Is it the husband or is it the wife?
For me, it's very easy to say that possibly they're not a very correct unit. And
what do you mean by that?
The reason why I say this is
wow.
There should not be a problem if the husband has gone bankrupt. If they're a unit, they suffer together, they enjoy together.
Wow.
You know? 1. 2, they're individuals, you know, so it's the husband's fault because he asked the wife to be a housewife.
Let me clarify on that. With that ask one, I don't know. Probably they had that kind of agreement anyway.
We have individual lives. You have to pursue your own dream. If the husband asked her to stay at home, then it is his fault because he did not encourage the wife to go in her direction. He's made her dormant, you know, just to be at home, you know, not look after the kids or whatever, you know, and just, you know, take care of the house duties. Now, if he did not ask her to stay at home and she decided to stay at home, then he had to check her, you know, and say, hey, madam, what's happening? You understand? He should not encourage her by giving her money to go on holidays. Maybe that's part of the reasons he went bankrupt, because the money was not used properly.
That's a good point, yeah.
You know, so I mean, if the woman wants to go on holidays, she can make her money, and that creates a better, you know, atmosphere, environment, you know. The husband is working, the wife is doing her stuff. Together, you know, they can pull themselves up, you know. So if she was still doing the fashion design business and she's going up, the husband is down, she can help him pull the guy up. What country are they from?
From Asia, South Korea.
In those countries, the man is always, you know, the breadwinner and always the head.
It's very hard to know who's to blame. But I would say this, if you're a really top fashion designer, you can get other people to work for you.
Of course, yeah.
That can also take those burden off you. And also you can do it at home, which doesn't make you obviously lazy. I agree on the point that there should be a unit to be able to do that. But also this goes out to the guys as well who believe they just want to be the breadwinner. And I think obviously when it comes to the breadwinner, sometimes it's more of an ego kind of thing, in the sense that the guy wants full control. I don't want her to do this, I don't want her to do that, I don't want her, you know what I mean? Sometimes if someone's ready to help you, I don't see why not. I'll probably say both of them have elements to play.
100%.
What I disagree with you on is if the guy gives the woman the money, because to him now, he feels like it's his responsibility to give the woman the money, because obviously she's not working. What she decides to do with her money is literally up to her.
Okay.
Whether she goes on holiday, whether she buys this, she buys that. What I do agree with you on is that money wasn't used properly. Because if it was used properly, we'll still have enough money left. Plus also, this is the part I will blame the woman. From the story, from what they told me is once the guy went bankrupt, the woman started to get angry, get frustrated. But the thing is this, is that when the guy was making money, she was enjoying that money. I'm not saying she doesn't have any reason to not get frustrated, but the guy getting bankrupt, he was probably trying his hardest not to get bankrupt, to be able to meet up with expectations that led to him to get bankrupt. If you can enjoy the man's money while he was making money, then when he went bankrupt, you should also be ready to stand by him and work as a unit.
There are a lot of questions that we can just sit down here and we can say we think or we do, you know? We have to say, how many times did she go on holidays? This is a very important question, you know?
Wow.
One. And also, if she's getting upset now at the guy for being bankrupt, we have to understand, what did she say? Was she trying to help him? And was he not listening to her? Was she trying to provide assistance in certain things that he did not listen to? And so he went bankrupt. So she's upset. Also, we have to understand, once a guy is like a breadwinner, a woman loves security. Once you lose
that sense of security,
for the guy, he's lost the money, there's no income and stuff, the woman will get agitated, you know? Loss of income means loss of respect as well, you know, for the man, you know, because it's a very sad situation to be in, but it is what it is.
Don't cover everything with it is what it is. Because that was wrapped up the whole situation. Because obviously a lot of guys' biggest fear is, like you said, respect. Because remember I said before, the reason why some guys might not want women to contribute is because they might feel that level of respect is reduced.
It's a thing of culture as well. Culture plays a very big role in this. Subconsciously, I do this myself. When I go out with my partner, you know, I want to pay. Sometimes she says, no, let me pay. I'm like, no, because of where I come from. Where I come from, the man takes the lead. I don't want the cashier coming and then we start saying, how much is it? You know, it's like £45, and then we start to divide.
No. A lot of people focus on the numbers. Even when people say go half, most of the time, 9 out of 10 is the guy that pays more anyway. What guys want a bit of support. Like to say at least you're assisting something. But when you're not even doing anything, you're expecting the guy to do everything. I think that's where some guys, depending on the culture they come from,
there you go,
that's where they have a problem. I was born in Nigeria, but I carry an English mentality. You understand?
you want to go half.
It doesn't have to be half. It can be 80-20, but at least I know you're ready to support. And there's a reason behind it. The reason is because when a situation like this happens, such as bankruptcy, at least I know you're not going to run away. We're going to work as a unit and support each other to go there. Because a lot of people get married, they say for better, for worse, but most time it's only for better. Once the worst comes,
financial is a very, very serious part when it comes to a relationship. We all, you know, want to have a better life. And so when that money starts to reduce, you know, then other problems start to arise.
Isn't it a couple's problem to work together? Because if you're just saying it's just financial, because
no, I'm not saying it's just financial. I'm not saying it's a major part of it.
I know it's a major part of it, but the problem is this, is that shouldn't the couple work together in all aspects, whether financial or other parts? Because if it's just financial is a major aspect of it, if the finances, like in this situation, finishes, then technically there's nothing left for the guy, which is a bit sad.
This is why I said a strong unit. If there were a unit, they would find ways, you know, to work together. Not just the husband going bankrupt. It is both of them going bankrupt because they are working together. Even the woman would be like, man, you know, let's find ways. Okay, let's focus. Let's focus on my fashion business together.
For me, it didn't make sense in the sense that you're a top fashion designer and you abandon that. You literally abandon that.
For me, that doesn't make any sense as well, you know. I totally agree with you. Because that's her not following her dreams, you know, her passion. And for you to succeed in life, you have to do what you love. When money is involved in anything, it makes a big difference. This is why sometimes when you're doing your stuff, you just do it for the love and the money comes. For example, she's a fashion designer now. She's just designing pieces, and then she puts a price and puts it on the you know, the window, whatever. She has in mind, okay, I want to design a product that's going to be like 150,000 pounds. Then you start to get stressed. That's what I mean by when the money is the focus, the creativity dies.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of people, even on this YouTube thing, are you getting money? Are you getting paid? Are you? And you know what it is? I was thinking about it just yesterday. That the fact is, I don't realize what I've created with this channel. And you have to realize something. It's like, forget about the views and stuff, because it's not important to me. What's important to me is that I created a channel where I can discuss topics like this. You can discuss things that are on your mind. You understand that? This channel has been therapeutic for me, in the sense that there were things that were stuck in my head that I wanted to let out. And I've managed to do that. For me, that's powerful. These are things that people actually go through.
Of course.
Understand? And in a situation where if we haven't gone through these kind of situations, we don't know. Because at the end of the day, to us, obviously, I've got friends that get together, fairy tale relationship. That, oh, I love this person. But like you said, when the money finishes or something happens, what happens after? What keeps you together?
That's why you always have to look at the foundation of a relationship. What is it built on? You know? Sometimes a relationship is built on money. Like when you see these beautiful girls, you know, going out with all these top footballers. I'm not saying all of them, you know, but some of them, you know, you can see they have like trophy partners. And so that's built on money. So once the money finishes, the relationship finishes too, you know. So you have to always understand what you're building the relationship on. Now, if there's love, you know, and there's a lot of, you know, happiness without the money, when the money comes, that's secondary as well. That's added, you know, and then they can enjoy their lives with the money. So when it finishes, they work together, because even before the money, they had a very, very healthy relationship, you know.
It's been amazing, you know, and I'm glad you brought you on, you know, because you bring a different insight.
That's what's up. That's my G, MrCV.
Mr. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Anyway, so wrap up here. Who's to blame?
I'll say the man.
The man?
Yeah, the man, you know, because I mean, it's the man who did not encourage the wife to continue her stuff as a fashion designer, you know, to have multiple streams of income coming into the family, just in case. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. He put too much pressure on himself.
I'm gonna leave it to you for you guys to decide who to blame. Drop in the comment section who to blame. But as for me, say is the man, in the sense that number one, it is a lot of pressure to be breadwinners, and sometimes if you can limit that pressure a little bit, then I think it's also very important. And one of the ways you can limit that pressure is by obviously having the support of your wife as well. But also, it's also the woman's fault as well, because you're a top fashion designer. Well, why did you continue that? Because clearly, if you are that good at your job, you don't really need to be in the space. You can do it at home as well, because you have a lot of time. I've given my views. The great mimics boys
my views too.
So it's up to you. So let me know. Obviously, it's your boy MrCV. Have a nice day and stay safe.